Welcome back to my channel, Duct Tape Mechanic. In this video, I'm going to show you how to enter and use the diagnostics mode on a Samsung top-load washing machine. This video is going to be pretty much applicable to every single top-load Samsung washing machine there is, regardless of what their model number is. Entering and using the diagnostics mode is a great tool to pretty much troubleshoot and fix any sort of issue there are with these machines. These machines are often given a bad reputation of being unfixable, but that's not the case. So if you find this video to be helpful, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more DIY and tinkering videos. Alright, so the diagnostics mode is composed of two sub-modes that can be used interchangeably or they can be used together to figure out what's going on. There's the automatic test mode and the error code mode. I'm going to cover both of them in this video, how to enter them, how to use them. It's really simple. First, we're going to start off with the automatic test mode. So to get there, we're going to power on our washing machine here. And we're going to press the delay end until this number goes to 17. So okay, so we're at 17. Then we're going to hold down the start until this goes to AS. I believe it is the letter that should come up here. There we go. So it's at AS. Once it's there, wait about 5 seconds. So 1 1000, 2 1000, 3 1000, 4 1000, 5 1000. Okay, and then hit the start button. And let's see if I hit it. All right, perfect. So what it's first going to do is enter the automatic test mode. First, it's going to test the cold water valve. So if you enter this test and there's no water coming in, you know you have an issue with the cold water valve. After that, it's going to move to the hot water valve. Okay, so now it's moved on to the hot water valve. And so obviously during this automatic test mode, you want to make sure your water is on. So it's testing that. As we can see, there's a nice stream of water coming in. So after that, I believe it's going to test the agitation. So during this part, you want to make sure that there's no weird grinding noise and the agitator is moving and not slipping, anything like that. If there's a grinding noise, it could be an issue with the agitator itself is stripped out, or oftentimes with this, the clutch goes bad. Here it sounds perfect. All right, now the drain pump is activated. That's the next part of the test. Water going into the standpipe there and out. So that's good as well. And that's what actually was the issue on this machine. The drain pump had an issue, so it wasn't draining the water out. In my case, it was a bad wiring, but I was able to fix that, and I showed that in my previous video. So it's still draining here. Should be towards the end of the test mode here. All right, so after finish the draining part of the test, it should go to spin. And this is where you want to make sure you don't hear any weird noises, or if you want to make sure that the tub's not bouncing around, that could mean that your suspension rods are bad, or you have some other issue. So I really like the test mode on the Samsung because it's simple. You know, you cover a cold water valve, hot water valve, agitate, drain, spin, and from those 5 functions, you can figure out a lot of things. So now it's just going to go and put it into spin. And also during this whole time, the lid is locked. So if you have an issue with your lid lock, your test mode is not going to run. So I should say it performs 6 functions, the lid lock being one of them. So yeah, so it went up and increased the speed. Now it's just going back down. And there we go. It's got that little Samsung chime indicating that it's done. It went through all, and I stood here. It was just a couple of minutes and I watched everything. It functioned perfectly. So that's the automatic test mode. Now we'll move on to the error code mode. Oh, I should mention, to get out of the automatic test mode, all you do is hit the power button. And we're back to normal. All right, so we've got the machine powered on as we did before, and we're gonna go into the error code mode. Like I said, it's probably best to use this in conjugation or together with the automatic test mode, so it gives you an idea of exactly what's going on, because you know, an unbalanced code could be due to a couple of different reasons, or just so you can eliminate so many different things. But anyways, to get into the automatic or into the error code mode, we're also going to put this back to 17. Okay, then after that we're going to hold this down just as before until it goes, it says AS. Okay, once it says AS, then we're going to go and hit the bottom right button. So in this one it says Smart Care. On some models I believe it says Self Clean. So once you hit that, we're entered into error code mode. All right, so once it's in the error code mode right here, you're just going to use this middle knob to rotate it clockwise to get the most recent error codes. Now, you know, if you keep rotating it doesn't give you an error code, that means, you know, the error code's well in the past of the machine. So if you make a repair, test it a few times and see if the code's coming back, you may have to rotate this quite a handful of times. But it's fairly straightforward. You just kind of rotate it like that, and so there's an error code that was in the past of this machine. SC. Samsung has some funny error codes. I don't know them off the top of my head, but I do know UB though. That was an unbalanced code. This machine had it was given some suspension rod issues. So the previous owner replaced the rods, but when the machine was kind of bouncing around, it broke a connector back there. So they replaced the rods, but the machine still wasn't working because the drain pump connector was broken, and so I just had to repair that. This works perfectly fine now, but the machine still stores the error codes, and you just kind of rotate to the right, and it'll keep popping up whatever error codes there was in the past, or there currently are. So then all you got to do is either look at the tech manual or just do a simple Google search and you'll find it. So that's how you use the error code mode and the automatic test mode on a Samsung top-load washing machine to figure out what's going on. And hopefully it'll help you fix your machine and prevent it from going into the trash. So if you found this video to be helpful, make sure you hit the thumbs up sign.